GM, Arbinauts, and happy Thursday. I hope you are having a fantastic day. And yeah, well, my name is Anna, Community Manager at the Arbitrum Foundation, and I'm very excited to be hosting this AMA with PARSIQ. They are a full suite data network used to build the backend for all Web3, the app, and protocols. And yeah, they say that they help builders to create the next Web3 unicorn. So we are going to be talking with them, getting to know more about PARSIQ. So yeah, I think if you are a developer or a builder that want to launch a new project, I think this AMA will be very interesting to you. But before we start talking with them, with the team about PARSIQ, I would like to take 3 minutes of these spaces to share just some updates about Arbitrum. We have a lot of things going on at the moment, and yeah, well, from the Arbitrum Foundation, there are some opportunities for you, for as a builder. The grants program phase 1 is live, so you can apply for a grant in phase 1, especially if you're focused on infrastructure and the apps. And there's also a possibility to become an Arbitrum ambassador. So I highly recommend you to go to the Arbitrum Foundation website to apply here. And also a lot of news from the Arbitrum DAO. With the Arbitrum DAO, there are 2 grants programs that will be running at the same time as the foundation. And you can know more about it in their X account, that is Arbitrum Grants, and as well, for sure, in the Arbitrum DAO forum. The Gitcoin round, it's live, so go donate your favorite projects there. Here in the pinned tweets, you can find out about more. And yeah, go donate. And as well, something very, very important is about the Arbitrum Security Council. Nominations to be part are now open until tomorrow. So if you're interested in be part of the Security Council, please go there and nominate yourself. Or if you're not interested on that, you can vote on your favorite nominees. And yeah, new developments from off-chain labs that are the first builders of Arbitrum, that the Arbitrum DAO has to be aware of, and also learn, analyze, and be ready to vote on upcoming proposals for upgrades. One of them is Stylus, is a new development by Off-Chain Labs that could let developers build Web3 projects using other coding languages like Rust, C, C++. And yeah, it's super exciting because this could onboard many new developers to the Web3 ecosystem. And yeah, the Arbitrum DAO has to get ready and learn to vote on it. And a new development as well from Off-Chain Labs is Bolt. This new upgrade would allow permissionless validation for a more secure and decentralized Arbitrum. And yeah, this will have to be as well voted by the DAO when it's ready. And yeah, thank you so much for listening for the latest updates about Arbitrum. So yeah, let's go back to PARSIQ. We have Juan and Emilius with us. So hey, how are you? Thank you for joining us today.
Hey Anna, and the whole Arbitrum family, nice to be here. Thanks for having us. And yeah, looking forward to chatting a bit more about both Arbitrum, PARSIQ, and probably anything that comes to mind. So yeah, thanks for having us again.
Yeah, for sure. We are super excited to get to know more about PARSIQ. And maybe we can start with some introductions. If you can share more about yourselves, like what do you do at PARSIQ? What's your role? We can start with you, Wong.
Right. Yes, thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. My name is Rong Kai. You can just call me Kai. I am the CEO of PARSIQ.
Yeah, I'm Emilius. Thank you so much. Yeah, Emilius, part of the BD team here at PARSIQ. Been with the company for 2 years now, and essentially our role is just looking for partnerships, nurturing existing relationships, always looking for opportunities, trying to see who we can help with, we cannot. And just trying to make sure that PARSIQ as a tech can bring value to the space, and obviously to the whole Arbitrum ecosystem.
Nice, fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing more about you. It's always very cool to get to know more about the people who are building the Web3 ecosystem, Arbitrum, the Arbitrum ecosystem. So cool. Yeah, let's get started and let's go deep into what is PARSIQ. Like, how is PARSIQ supercharging a Web3 project with customized data?
Right. I think this is a very good question. So, who are we and what do we do? I think to boil it down to very simple terms, we are a blockchain data service provider. Anyone who asks us for help will provide data to you. There are all sorts of different data service providers out there. I think different companies and different projects, everyone's trying to approach it from very different angles, and I have friends from different sites as well. I would say that how we approach it is unique to us. Uh, Also, owning to our history, we actually started out as only purely real-time data service provider for the first 4 years of our existence. And last year, we actually built backwards to cover historical data. That we found ourselves as one of perhaps the fastest the data provider in the space because of that. It is always the hardest when you request for data as close to real time as possible. But essentially, we can get it to you in milliseconds, and that's probably one of our first strengths. And the second strength is because we sort of solve the hardest problems already in terms of the speed and the lowest, sorry, in the and lowest latencies and basically the latest data. By building backwards, we also started focusing on some of the other problems in this space, basically giving our clients customizability. Right now, if you need data from other sources, chances are you are pretty limited with the inputs based on what you require. There are certain limitations from other providers, and your output usually is fixed by the provider. They might give it to you in certain formats. Usually it's just one, sometimes two. And for us, we give it to you exactly what you want because we know that projects and businesses and anyone, you don't want to spend time further refining your data. You just want to get it and move on and start building. And that's what we do.
Fantastic, thank you, Juan. So, as you mentioned, PARSIQ is a data network that is used to build the backend for Web3 projects, and is also giving in real life data or the latest data for projects. So, I'm wondering how people can build their own customized data API using your SDK.
Yes, that's a very good question. So, without going to too technical terms, the SDK already teaches anyone with that developer, you know how to code, you have certain foundations. Using it is basically like an instruction kit, teaching you what sort of things to take in, both from an inputs standpoint and of course your outputs as well, and what you need in between. We support the as long as you're building and you're pulling data from the blockchains that we support, you are able to take essentially the customize a type of what we call data lake. Each data lake is basically a customized API that you need for your use case. The generic API, so to speak, is what we call Tsunami API. It's basically the grandfather of it. It has all the information from all the blockchains that we support. The customized API works in such a way that in certain use cases, rather than thinking about needing to filter, say, 10,000 different fields, um, it works in a way that it sets the input specifically to say that this is what I need, and it naturally excludes everything that's outside of it. So it basically turns the paradigm around and say that, okay, this is actually a more efficient way of getting the data I need. And obviously defining the output as well. As long as it is an output format that we support, you'll be able to get it. If it's a format that we currently don't support, just contact us, we'll get it done for you. That's also where the customizability comes in. Emilius might have more to share on this as well.
Yeah, I think Ronkai, you put a really good picture on it. I will just add that essentially by saying Tsunami API, we mean that grandfather of everything when it comes to blockchain data. So Tsunami API holds all the raw information that's publicly available on the blockchain, that's visible on the block. And then for some use cases, just like Ronkai mentioned, sometimes people need not only what's in the block,
Is
but
it me,
also
or
more than that.
is Emilius breaking?
Am I breaking?
Oh no, I can hear you. I can hear you correctly.
Okay. If I start breaking, please let me know.
Yeah,
Okay,
no
so yeah. Am I audible now?
You're constantly being muted.
Okay, that is pretty weird because I can clearly see myself speaking and the audio seems to be okay. Anyway,
yeah,
I see
now it's good.
it's good. Okay. Yeah, so where did you guys lose me?
I was listening to you like the whole time, but yeah, sometimes eggs get rocked for some accounts. Like sometimes I can be listening to you correctly, but maybe one is not. So maybe if someone is not listening here correctly, you can just log in the AMA and I can bring you up again.
Okay.
But I
Anyway,
can hear you correctly.
I just changed some settings, so hopefully it'll be fine. So I was saying that Tsunami API, it's like all the raw data in there, and then for some use cases, it's not enough. Like if people want to see TVL, let's say volumes, any aggregated data, any calculated data that's not on the block itself. So that's where the custom APIs come in. That's why the SDK exists. It is to create those use case or project specific APIs that you can use for all your data needs, be it displaying some stats on the dashboard or anything else that can come to mind. A closest alternative you can think of are probably subgraphs, but then the whole approach is very different. So by using that SDK, it is possible to give people an alternative. There's no need for competition here. We can completely kind of complement each other by having different approaches, so that everybody can win from fast speeds of a data lake. And then if somebody is really looking for a decentralized solution, then the subgraph can be another way to reach that same destination. But essentially the goal of the SDK and the data lakes is to provide people with efficiency should they need a quick solution to build a fast source of data. So, but then if there are any technical questions on this, and if we should dive deeper, we have Ivan on our side. Ivan is an engineer at PARSIQ, and he can give even more insights on that. So perhaps, Ivan, you want to add something that we have not mentioned, myself and Ronkai?
Yeah, thank you, Emilius. So, hey guys, great to be here today. So what I wanted to share about our SDK and data lakes is basically the difference between API and what you can build with SDK is that with API...
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
You can only get raw data from the blocks. Like what we have in the blocks are, for instance, if we talk about ERC20 tokens, it's transfers.
Can you
hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let's see if the... Hello, Arbinauts, if you can hear Ivan, you can share a heart if you want.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I can.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I see some hearts as well.
Okay, cool. So then I will proceed. So I was talking about API being useful for getting raw data, such as the data that we can see directly in the blocks. Like if you talk about tokens, ERC20 tokens, for instance, it would be transfers. However, we don't see balances in the blocks because to get balances,
Okay, sounds like Ivan is having tech issues as well. Perhaps we can move on.
Oh, yeah, I can hear Ivan.
I can hear him as well.
Yeah, I mean, this I believe
And I
it's
cannot.
just
That is very weird.
Oh,
yeah.
if you, I know this sometimes happens. I'm sorry, but maybe Emil, if you can join again, like join again to the AMA to see if
Yeah,
it's better, and
let
I
me
can.
try it.
Perfect. So yeah, sorry, Ivan, you were saying.
Yeah. So. I was saying that we can see transfers for ERC20 tokens in blocks, but we cannot see balances because balances are accumulated over time. And in order to see, for instance, your balance in the blockchain, you would need to go through the whole history to see all the transfers, incoming and outgoing transfers to your address and calculate their sum. And thus you will get your balance. So in case you need just transfers, events, and other stuff, you can use API. But if you need accumulated data such as balances, or as Emilius has mentioned, TVLs, APYs, or for instance, I don't know, vote counts for voting systems, and so on. In that case, you will need to accumulate that data using SDK. So first of all, obviously, you would be able to do that using like your own script. You can still use PARSIQ API to get the raw data and then process this data on your end using, I don't know, a Python script, for instance. But that's obviously less convenient than using SDK straightforwardly. So with SDK, you can specify the types of events, blockchain events that you're looking for. You can specify the logic to process the data from these events, and then you can store the data in the databases according to your own database schema. So let's talk about, for instance, a simple example of ERC20 tokens. In that case, you would be monitoring transfer events. You will see the address, the amount, and you can accumulate all these events, and you can store balances in your database as we do it with our balances data lake. You can check it out on our documentation. But obviously, ERC20 tokens is a super simple example, and like in case you need stuff for your own smart contract, in that case, it would be much more useful to go for SDK because you can specify what logic you want. Like within your calculations, you can specify like what values you want to calculate based on what events. And then you will get all that in your own database. So another thing about data lakes is it can be hosted on your premises, for instance. In that case, you will be just calling your data lake will be calling PARSIQ Tsunami API to get the data, and then it will process the data and store it on your end. But also we can do it on our end as well. So you can ask us to build a data lake for your project. We will be hosting it on our premises. It will be super fast, super reliable, and you will just get your custom API endpoints that will provide the values that you're looking for, like TVLs or whatever. So both options are available. And also you can go and try it yourself. So we have, first of all, we have a boilerplate project, which can just show you how it works. Then we have a repository with simple examples for SDK usage. And also, I believe in an hour and a half from now, we will be holding our PARSIQ workshop, where I'll be showing how to use data lakes, like all the code, all the setup, and I will go into a bit of details. And yeah, in case you want to dive deeper there, that might be a good opportunity. But generally, SDK and data lakes are for either your custom smart contracts or some popular contracts for which you need to calculate some values a bit more complicated than just what we have in the events and in the transactions. And yeah, that's basically it. You can use it to power your dashboards, UIs, analytics, and so on.
Nice, fantastic, Ivan. It was a great explanation, technical explanation about what you're doing in PARSIQ. And I just pinned the workshop that Ivan was mentioning. This workshop is here. You can join them, and yeah, just as a quick recap for the people that are joining the spaces, PARSIQ is a full suite data network used to build the backend for Web3 apps and protocols. And yeah, what they are doing is that they help you to get in real life data to your apps, and yeah, you can also create your own customized data API using their SDK. So all this information can be found as well here in the pinned tweets. And cool. So I'm wondering as well, what is the thing that is like a differentiator for PARSIQ? What sets you apart as a company to work with?
Yeah, first of all, sorry about all the tech issues we had. I seem to have them sorted out by now and could probably hear everybody speaking. I hope I'm audible as well now. Is that a case?
Yeah, no worries. Like, this sometimes happens, to be honest. It's X rugging us sometimes. But yeah.
Damn Elon, fix it. No,
Yeah.
to answer your question, it is not a secret that there are multiple data providers, and depending on the approach or architecture, they are more or less akin to us. But just like you said, we do have our differentiators. And technical things aside, and again, Ivan is here, well versed to cover those if needed. What we focus on a lot, besides technical things, is being, first of all, customer centric, and that might mean multiple things. For example, being very open to client requests if a custom configuration or even a custom build is needed, or also reacting quickly to feedback or concerns, being approachable, reachable, because a lot of the times teams need to have a quick access to us if they need some support or something like that. So lots of emphasis on our side is put on communication, and we try to make our strength. Also, tech support to clients, we're there to advise on how to best achieve different use cases, what's the optimal way or most cost efficient way to maybe save on computational units or amount of API requests needed to find the optimal route to solve the use case. And then also we are very happy to engage in various co-marketing and community building campaigns with anybody that's using our tech. We like to put the spotlight on our partner, so they not only get a great data service, but also more eyes on them and engagement basically in their community. And I think in the audience, I saw one of our partners who are using one of our APIs. The project is called LilAI. I think I saw them in the audience, so maybe they can share how is it using PARSIQ on their end.
Hey, LilAI, where are you? You can request. I'm trying to find them. Let me see. Yeah, well, you can request here if you want to jump in. But yeah, here, yeah, here he is. Fantastic. Nice. They are joining. Very cool to hear that you are very in touch with the builders and with the projects to start using PARSIQ and helping them with technical issues or whatever they need. And yeah, very cool that you are inviting them to be part of this AMA to get to know more about them and how PARSIQ is helping them out. So yeah, LilAI, I think it appears that it's connecting. I hope X is not drugging us again.
Yeah, they're also Arbitrum native, so only fits to this whole conversation. And we're actually interested in hearing from what they have to say ourselves.
Nice, beautiful. Yeah, it seems like they couldn't make it. Maybe if you're in contact with them, can you help me out, telling them to
I just
rejoin?
got a message that they're actually trying to request to speak.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, I just accepted them, but if they are not getting it, I think they should rejoin, like leaving the space and then joining again, so I can accept them again, because it's appearing to me that is they are connecting but nothing's happening. So
Yeah, let me give them a heads up.
fantastic, cool. Yeah, well, before they join, maybe we can you can share more about what are your recent development updates. What's new in PARSIQ?
Yeah, perhaps I can talk about this. So, we've been hard at work this month as well. There's if Singapore and Token 2049. Of course, we were there. In fact, I myself, I'm still in Singapore. I've been meeting quite a number of great projects, a lot of good people, and investors and interested parties, partnerships, etc. So there's quite a few things that's going to come our way, both on the commercial side and on the technical front as well. We will have official announcements. So please watch out for our social media space. We're going to talk about probably two bigger partnerships that we have secured, and also on a technical front, we're going to talk more about some of the big things we're going to do. I'll leave it to that big announcements, but to drop a hint, we are thinking of doing something that's on-chain related. We have always been bringing data, on-chain data, to our customers, and we are thinking to do things directly on-chain. So please watch out for this space.
Fantastic, thank you on the very very exciting things coming for sure, and very very cool to see that you are moving around to get to know more builders and yeah, get to know more partners, etc. That's very cool to see. And yeah, we have LilAI now on stage. Hello, hello, LilAI. Can you hear us?
Am I speaking?
I can see LilAI as a speaker, but no speaking at the moment.
Yeah, the mic might not be working for them. Not sure if they can hear us.
Yeah, sounds like they're having issues as well. Difficult day today on X.
Yeah, yeah. This happens. I'm sorry, Arbinauts, but yeah, this sometimes can happen. But yeah, here we have LilAI. It's built on Arbitrum, and I see that they are the smart automated community management, and yeah, it's powered by AI. And also PARSIQ is helping them out with their data, right?
Yes. So perhaps Amelius can share more on our partnerships with them. But they're a fast up and coming project on Arbitrum, and they reached out to us about their data needs. And I think we're probably one of those few that can really provide the high quality data, high speed in real time, to really power what they need. So perhaps Amelius, you can give an introduction for them. I think perhaps in the meantime they can also try to fix the audio as well.
Yeah, I'll ask them to once again try and rejoin. Maybe that fixes it. But in the meantime, yeah, so LilAI is connected to our Tsunami API. And essentially what they do is they connect the bot to the API, which can, by engaging with the user inquiry, return a result depending on what was asked upon. So let's say if a user goes to a Telegram chat that is operated by LilAI and put a query like, how many tokens or what are the top wallets of a PRQ token, it will ping our API, and that API will then bring the result to the chat in real time. So it's an interactive way to search for and pull blockchain data using Telegram, and that is one of the first use cases, but there are more to come on that side as well. And I hope that does paint a kind of a clear overview. And maybe if LilAI can sort out the issues, they can share more on that as well. But that's the initial use case that is being explored and is being implemented.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
We can.
So sorry, I have no idea what happened there. We've been kind of building a lot of our product off Tsunami, really, even down to payments, where we're using, able to automate a payment, request, and then people can send us a transaction and within minutes top up their service time, increase their balance, stuff like that. And it's been such an easy tool for us to use. I'm not strictly from a developer background, and I've been able to test out the tools, see the results. We're porting them into our language models, and we're really excited to see as we build communities what we can do, particularly on some of the kind of more deep learning stuff where we throw a whole data lake into a language model and get some really insightful data. So, having that centralized service where we can speak to the team, look at the documentation, and just do what we do, it's really empowering.
Nice, very cool. Thank you so much for joining us today to share more about your experience using PARSIQ and about what you do in LilAI. I just pinned some information about LilAI. So Arbitrum, if you want to have a look on it, here you can find it. And cool, very very cool to see. And I'm wondering as well, if we have builders here in the audience, what's the best way to reach out to you? How can the community be part of PARSIQ, like start getting in touch to start implementing the API, or what's the process here?
Oh, for that, there are many different channels. First of all, they can easily contact us via the website. I'm also part of the Arbitrum ecosystem project's Telegram chat. So Telegram DMs are always open. You can always reach out to myself or anybody from the team on Twitter DMs. So yeah, and essentially, if anybody wants to use email, it's pretty simple. Just my name at parsiq.net or bdteam@parsiq.net. So whatever works, we're responsive. We're able to, get queries everywhere on majority of channels. That should not be an issue.
Fantastic. Yeah, there you have it, Arbinauts. If you want to implement PARSIQ in your project, you can reach out directly to them, and I'm sure they will help you out. And well, we are almost about to finish this AMA, so wondering, Ivan, Wong, Emil, LilAI, if you would like to share something else to the community today. Or also, if the community has a question, you can go, please write your question here in the comments, and we are going to answer it to it.
Yeah, actually, on the personal level, I would like to hear from the listeners, from community, from the builders. Even if you guys are devs or building anything, what are your data challenges? How are you guys solving it? And then what has been the most painful to solve as of yet? If you want to share more insights, we can turn it into a bit of a technical discussion here, having our engineer as well. So that could be interesting.
Cool. Yeah, for sure. Fantastic. Well, so thank you so much for joining us today, Juan, Emilio, Ivan. It was very cool to get to know more about PARSIQ. And Arbinauts, remember they have a workshop that is very soon. Is here pinned in the pinned tweets. Here it is. I just pinned it again. So cool. So thank you so much for joining us today, and see you soon in our next AMA. Today we have another AMA with other projects that are building the ecosystem, like Delta Prime, and also another AMAs with the Arbitrum DAO about the grants program and Gitcoin round. So see you there.
Thank you, everybody. It was nice chatting to you all. Sorry about all the tech difficulties. And once again, for anybody interested in the tech itself, and under an hour we have a workshop. Feel free to tune in. Otherwise, best of luck to our family. And yeah, stay in touch.
Yeah, thank you everyone for having us.
Thank you. See you soon. Have a great day.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Bye.
Let's talk PARSIQ.